What does my workspace actually look like? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you a full office tour. Last year, I moved into a new home and thus a new office. And after many requests, I've decided to give you a tour of my setup. Now, this video is going to be broken up into two parts. The first, we're going to be focusing on my desk and what helps me to stay productive throughout the day. And then in the latter half, we're going to be looking at a few things that are a bit more video conferencing or YouTube specific. So without any further ado, let's jump outside my office and let me welcome you to my workspace. Here we are outside of my office, and I wanted to start here with a very important piece of technology, my handwritten cardboard do not disturb sign. Very, very important. Well, without further ado, let's open up this handle and welcome to my office space. The first thing that you're going to notice is that the desk is placed in the middle of the room, which, yes, it prevents me from adding more shelving or more storage space, but that is by design, so I've got a lot of open space behind me for my videos. But more about that later. Let's take a look at the desk itself. You're probably saying to yourself, Scott, you probably spent the last 5 or 10 minutes clearing everything up, maybe vacuuming the carpet, making sure that it looked good for this video. But the honest truth is, this is how my desk looks each and every day. I like an uncluttered workspace and have as few things on my desk as possible. Let's take a quick look at the tech. It all starts with my ThinkPad Carbon X1 laptop, which I have connected to a ThinkPad docking station. This allows me to connect to a variety of other peripherals, including my keyboard here and my mouse, both of which are Logitech, and of course things like my webcam and my microphone. Over here on the left-hand side, I try to keep things as cluttered as possible. You'll notice just a few things beyond my water bottle. I have my wireless earbuds, I have the cable to my mobile phone, and I even have some wired earbuds, which I prefer when it comes to recording audio. But beyond that, I like to keep things very, very sparse. The one piece of non-technology, at least not electronic in nature, is this blank piece of paper accompanied by a single pen. I like to have a single piece of scrap paper always available so that no matter what I'm doing here on screen, I've got something quick and easy that I can scratch an idea down, or if someone gives me a call, something that I can input very, very quickly here and review later. Of course, that piece of paper gets recycled at the end of the day. At the top of my monitor screen, which is attached on a floating arm, you'll see that I actually have two webcams. I have a Canon mirrorless camera, but I also have a Logitech HD camera. Now, do I use them both at the same time? No, but because I do so much video conferencing, it's nice to have the backup just in case. Well, with that, why don't we transform my office in just a few moments? Because you may have noticed that this is also a standing desk. And when I conduct meetings and when I record my videos, I am always standing. So let me adjust and give you a tour of my video setup. We are back at the entranceway of my office just so I can show you the height adjustment of the standing desk and my standing mat. Now, I have a personal rule. I do not take any meetings sitting down. If I'm on a consulting call, if I'm delivering any type of training, I force myself to stand up. This makes it so that I am standing up typically at least 50 to 70% of my day rather than just sitting. So coming over here on my standing mat, the lights are a little dimmed at this point in time because when I'm recording my videos, I do adjust my lighting. I have a ring light, which gives me ample light here on my face. And then behind me, which I will use sometimes when I'm sitting in my chair, I have a very inexpensive floodlight from Home Depot, which I can adjust those colors. It is an LED LED light. I can adjust it to anything that I like. And then beyond the cameras, which I showed you just a moment ago, I have my trusty Blue Yeti microphone on a boom arm so I can swivel it out and position it wherever I like when I'm involved in a meeting or delivering a video conference. Now, just like my desk is rather sparse, you may also notice that my walls are relatively sparse, but they also have sound paneling all around. Now, you're probably most familiar with this checkerboard design, which is behind me at all times when recording my videos. This is much more than just aesthetics. These actually serve a purpose, and I have these sound panelings on every corner of my walls. This helps to dampen the sound and reduce the number of echoes when I'm recording audio here within my room. Beyond the desk itself, I do have a relatively simple carpet just to try and dampen that sound some more against the tile. I have a chair for a guest over here, just a few things including my favorite candy, Maynard's wine gums here on my desk, and other files and other pieces of equipment which I store on this container. Last but not least, the one thing that I do have displayed on my wall beyond just sound paneling is my YouTube Silver play button. And I wanted to take this moment to thank you for all of your support, all of your questions, and all of your comments right here on the Simpletivity channel. Now, of course, my needs are going to be different from your needs, but hopefully you enjoyed this office tour and maybe got some ideas of how you'd like to change your office space. Now, if you'd like to learn more about any of the products or the furniture which I showed in today's video, be sure to check out the links in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, being productive does not need to be difficult. In fact, it's very simple.